All right, Sky Squad, we are back in the building for a little Ponderosa. We got to talk about this late. What is going on this week with the people being arrested? I mean, we talked about Martell Holt being arrested, and now it looks as though we have to talk about Peter Thomas. Oh, Lord, have mercy, mercy me, man. What is going on? Not Peter Thomas. Not Peter. Okay. No, Lord, no. Thanks to our good girlfriend over at the Talk of Shame. If you guys aren't following her on Instagram, she is really just done the doggone thing and blown all the way up and been very consistent while doing so. And be sure to check out her podcast as well. However, let's talk about it. All right. So it says former Real Housewives of Atlanta house husband Peter Thomas arrested. The date of booking was the 9th of January. I mean, was that the same day that Martell was arrested as well? What was going on the 9th? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Um, let's get into what's really going on. Okay. Now, the caption reads Peter Thomas, the ex husband of former Atlanta housewife Cynthia Bailey, was arrested and booked on DUI and 5 other misdemeanors related to driving in his vehicle, according to the Georgia Gazette. Earlier this week, again, like we stated, Martell Holt of Love and Marriage Huntsville was arrested on domestic violence charges. Martell briefly dated Real Housewives of Atlanta star Sheree Whitfield. Do reality star arrests happen in threes? If so, who's next? All right, so let's look at the reasons for booking. One is driving without a license, which is a misdemeanor. Next is violation of traffic control device, which is a misdemeanor. First of all, what is Peter doing driving without a license? Where was the license? Don't we all have our license on us at most times? Like, I can't. I mean, maybe he forgot it. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it was at the heist. I don't know. Violation of traffic control device, misdemeanor. Expired tag, no tag, misdemeanor. Now, this is the thing I don't really quite understand right here is an expired. Well, I guess I could see how somebody could have an expired tag. I mean, because sometimes maybe you just forget. If you forgetting your license, you probably are forgetting your tags. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to think of like the most reasonable explanation for this because I feel like sometimes it's oftentimes we just assume the worst, and I'm trying to trying to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Then next is driving under the influence of alcohol. Sir, get an Uber. Like when y'all are gonna be out and about and you are partying down to the ground, okay? I'm gonna need y'all to start getting yourselves an Uber, okay? It's simple, it's easy, it's just, I mean, so much can be done by getting the Uber. I mean, I just kind of feel like it would just be a better situation overall, especially if you're going to be drinking. I know that we had Shannon Bedore, Real Housewives of Orange County, ended up with a DUI as a result of drinking and driving. And it's just like, I think we're at a point now where it's like there's too many ways for you to get around, especially in all of these metropolitan cities, without having to get behind the wheel of a car after you have been drinking. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, maybe he was afraid that if he was drinking and he left his vehicle where it was, the people in Atlanta was going to, rob the vehicle or something. I don't really know. All I know is that, Peter, we're gonna lift you up in prayer for this because you got businesses, man. You got things to do, and we don't need you behind the bars and unfortunately endangering your own life in the process. Failure to maintain lane. Okay, so this honestly was probably what actually alerted the popo to the fact that there was something going on, because a lot of times, I don't know about y'all, but I have been ticketed in the past, like when I was younger, for improper lane change, and that was one thing I did. If I ain't learned nothing else, it was to turn on that signal. Okay, but this says failure to maintain lane, so it could have been a little swerve situation. You just never know. And then no proof of insurance. Sir, sir, sir. Now, chances are, if you forgot your license and you forget your tag to do your tags, then you might also forget to get the insurance. Okay. So, I mean, or, maybe the insurance, maybe it's month to month and maybe it just kind of ran out. I mean, I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't even talk this up. Peter, the thing about it is we want you to be safe while you're out in these streets, and we want you to keep other people safe while you're out in these streets. So we'll just pray that this was a wake-up call for you and that you can move on peacefully from this situation. Because at the end of the day, the last thing that you want to do is end up in a situation where you end up driving under the influence and someone gets really hurt. So you just kind of want to avoid that. And we want to, send up some prayers for him that he, just makes the changes that he needs to make in order to, maintain a decent driving record. Okay. Now, speaking of things going on down to the Atlanta, okay, we have got to talk about Kim and Kroy. Now, it's been a minute since we talked about Kim and Kroy, and honestly, I don't even really like talking about them because I just kind of feel like at this point in time, it's all bad news. And besides that, I feel like they are always in the news for something that's crazy. Like, we know that y'all are going through this divorce or whatever like that, and we know that there are financial issues. So versus working together to try to figure these issues out and then try to make something different happen, it seems like there's just like one police call after the next. You know what I'm saying? Using up the Georgia resources for these what seems to be a lot of times frivolous complaints. However, comma.org, here we are. And we need to talk about Kim and Kroy. It says that they could finally lose their home after the bank files docs highlighting its right to foreclose. This is unfortunate as well. The caption reads, Kim and Kroy are still battling with a bank over the Georgia mansion, but foreclosure could be possible very soon. This is also according to Radar Online. It says Truist Bank says they now have every right to foreclose on the couple's home after they have defaulted on the loan. In October, Kim and Kroy asked the judge to stop the bank's foreclosure auction so that they could sell it on their own, although it never happened. Truist Bank voluntarily delayed the auction in November, but now that the house still hasn't sold, they are becoming a bit impatient. According to this, no decision has been made yet about the controversial home. As we know, that this isn't the first time that there has been a foreclosure notice that has popped up online, and Kim has also refuted those in the past. And it's kind of like at a certain point in time, like maybe y'all need to reconcile with y'all families. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe now is the time that it could be time to run to the arms of the ones who love you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that there has been strife in the families in the past, but maybe now is the time to sort of rekindle that familial bond and go live with your family or something like that. I mean, because I can guarantee, I feel like if the parties go and live with their families, I mean, won't no police be called, at least not on each other. Now, the family might call the police on one or the other, but I mean, I don't know. But it does sound like the police are only called when these two are in the mix of some volatile argumentation or something like that. So maybe maybe now is the time. Okay. Anyway, with that being said, listen, I mean, what should Kim and Kroy do at this point? I just kind of feel like, before the house goes into foreclosure, it's probably time to, make some moves. And like I said, do the best thing for both of them and just kind of like maybe see if there's some type of family that you can like lean on at this point in time. Unfortunately, this is a sad situation because they do have young kids. So I don't none of these stories I relish in any way, shape, or form. So y'all make sure y'all lift up Kim, Kroy, them kids, and Peter Thomas as well. Because life is short. You know what I'm saying? And we want to make sure that these people, still survive to see another day and maybe hop back on the television screen at some point in time. With that being said, that's the tea that we got for y'all this morning. Make sure you guys, like I said, keep these people in prayer because I feel like these situations are very serious. All right. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.